Welcome to the Selah podcast where we pause, reflect, and grow. My name is Tay, and I am still blessed to be your host. Welcome, 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 welcome. New listeners and my day ones, my Selah family, everyone who's been listening since the beginning. Welcome back to another episode. I am excited about this episode. I want to get right into it, but let's talk about last episode, Sister Talk. Y'all, that has got to be one of my favorite, episodes. Because the conversation was so real. It's so us. That's literally how we talk to each other all the time. It can go from joking to real serious to somebody crying to y'all want to have prayer to let's do a TikTok. Like it's so up and down, but I was glad I was able to share just a little bit of the people of my circle. And part 2 is coming. We got a lot of good feedback from it. If you haven't listened to it, go back and listen to Sister Talk. And let me tell you something. I love y'all, my day one listeners, because y'all just really take whatever I give y'all, right? And I mean that in the most humblest way. Like, I promise you, I edited that episode, and I still uploaded the wrong one. And I'm like, you hear me talking like, it's okay, I'm gonna edit that part out, or is it still recorded? Like, and nobody said anything like, hey, you still got this part in the podcast or nothing. Y'all just went right with it and locked into what we were really saying. So I love y'all for y'all support no matter how it comes across. But it was a good episode. So if you haven't listened, go back and listen to it. DM me and tell me what you think, what you would have wanted to chime in on, or tell me about your own sister circle. And if it's not, the girls, tell me about your own circle of brothers, or, what is the conversation like between y'all? Hopefully we were able to encourage other people to have conversations with their close ones, with their loved ones. And it was a vulnerable moment for us. We were really that weekend was just a lot. And I really feel like it's one of the main things, like one of the core memories of our friendship, of our sisterhood. So if you haven't listened to it, go back and listen to it and tell me what you think. And I think it also helped me speak to just the season that I've been in, the place that I've been in. And you know how most times you are what you surround yourself with. And I feel like everything that we all were saying, like that's just where I have been. I feel like it's helped me bring words or verbalize just where I've been, right? Sometimes it's hard to get that across, but it's easier to explain things when you're in conversation, especially with people that you're comfortable with, right? So I want to get right into this episode. I know I normally do a vibe of the week, and we have a icebreaker question. We're going to get back to all of that next episode, or episode after that. But I've really just been on this real, like, I don't know, when I've recorded lately, I just like the natural feel that I get. Sometimes I feel like, and this is just in life, like I like to be a person of routine and very planned and organized. But lately I just been kind of, I guess I could say with my podcast regarding recording, I just been kind of like, you know what? I just want to go right into the topic. Like, I just want to go right into it. But I do enjoy my different segments because I feel like it brings another light into the things that I'm interested in different conversations. But yeah, let's get right to the episode. So I want this episode, well, let me not say I want, this episode is inspired by one of the posts I made on Instagram. I make a pause, reflect, and grow post bi-weekly, sometimes weekly. It's very like, depending on how I'm feeling, like this is where I'm at this week and I want to share, hoping that it encourages someone else. I made a pause, reflect, and grow post probably like a week ago. And this episode, honestly, is just inspired by that. So I'm going to read it for those who haven't seen it. And if you haven't, you can go to my Instagram at Selah_pod. That is SELAH_POD. Again, SELAH_POD. There you'll be updated on content, questions, my Friday post, and more, right? So I'm going to read it for those who don't know what I'm talking about, who haven't seen it. So I titled it Resting is Essential. This week, I pushed pause on trying to overexert myself for others and even myself. I'm learning that the word no is indeed a full sentence. It's okay to admit that you are tired, mentally, emotionally, and even physically. It's time to take pride in resting. Let's stop devaluing it and seeing it as something unproductive. It's crazy how at times when we feel guilty about self-care, resting is essential. This is true, y'all. I really sat and wrote that because that's honestly where I've been. Like, I'm having to constantly remind myself to pause, take a breather, take a break, right? So I'm really learning that resting is essential, right? I had to realize that me being busy was simply becoming a habit, not just me living life, because sometimes we get stuck in the routine of life. Like, you get up, do your morning routine, you prepare yourself for work, you go to work, you come home, you go to bed, you get up and do it all over again alongside everything else you have going on, right? I really had to realize being busy was becoming a habit outside of just routine. And I'm not one of those people who make up a reason to be busy or just be moving around to move. People that consider like a busy bee. I legit be having things to do day to day, weekend to weekend. Um, and it's crazy because I'm just realizing now while I'm talking about it, even times when I'm with my sisters and it's like leisure time, I don't know why I still see that as busy. And I think I still see it as busy because it's not like I'm home, and I'm chilling kind of thing. It's like, oh, it's something else I'm going to do. Y'all don't take that as me saying y'all make me tired or whatever, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just not one of those people who just make up things to do, and I have to learn to take time to pause, right? And so I don't want the main conversation or the main topic of this episode to be about fatigue or tiredness due to busyness. I really want to talk about, and don't get me wrong, yes, being busy has drained me physically and mentally. Like, no lie, I can't make this up. I'm on the go all the time at work. I'm working admin, but it's very rare that I'm sitting still doing work unless it's something I really have to do or that they're asking of me. Heck, just getting to work is draining. Whether I'm driving or taking the train, it takes forever to get there. It's draining, right? Because you got to pay attention. Sometimes you just want to. I would love to be in the back seat one day, chilling. Let me close my eyes for a second and just wake up at my destination. I wish. Anyways, I want to hone in um, on the fatigue I've been experiencing emotionally and just mentally. Um, since May, life has changed a lot of bit. If that makes sense. I feel like, I don't know, this year has been a year of reflection, has been a year of me being aware and just change. But I know for me, May kind of like switched it all up because it was the beginning of the passing. Well, it was when the passing of my grandma occurred. And I feel like ever since then, I have just been, grief is a sneaky little thing, right? And I feel like when you're grieving, everything else in your life is magnified. And so I think, and I'm talking this through with y'all, but I think that's what has been going on. And Yeah, I just want to hone in on the fatigue that I've just been experiencing emotionally and mentally. And I know I'm not the only one. Like with all that's going on in the world, people losing their jobs left and right. People are battling diseases like never before. Like people are becoming sick again that may have beat cancer and beat different things. Like it's coming back, and the Black family is trying to stay as strong as it can, but it's so much going on in the world. Those are just a few, and yeah, I'm just tired. Tired. I'm honestly tired. I'm tired of working hard and just not seeing any change due to like my labor. I'm tired of grieving. I'm tired of my chaotic work environment. Like some days be cool, but it's like a heaviness in there. Honestly, it's just chaotic and unorganized and ridiculous. I'm tired of guilt just from my relationships, whether it's friendships, whether it's family. Um, I've been dealing with that, like just wishing that I handle things better, wishing that I do things better currently, right? I'm tired of spending money. Like, I'm just tired of that. I'm tired of that, real tired of that. I'm tired of just feeling like I'm praying and believing to no avail, right? And this isn't me complaining or venting or just spewing my feelings and the things that have been occurring. This is just me being honest about the area that I'm currently working through in my life. And I know I'm not the only one who has just been tired. Like, I feel like I'm pushing, and I'm not getting anything pushed back, right? Um, and it's just draining. It's honestly draining. Like, people, I don't think, and I don't even want to say people, I don't want to say people like exclude myself, but I don't think we as people take the time and really pause and really see that our mind goes a mile a minute along with everything else that we're doing to maintain just simple life practices, like just going to work. Like it's draining. Like I was saying, May was it was a staple month in this year. Like I feel like I have been tired to no avail. Like because I've had moments where I'm okay, and then I'm like, I miss my grandma. Next thing I know, I'm teary eyed, or I see a picture, and then it just get my mind to going. Or and not even I don't know if I mentioned this last episode, but it's not even just me grieving her. It's grieving relationships, like people that I was once close with that I'm no longer close to, whether it's on me or on them. I'm grieving it because right about now, and it may not be a closed chapter, but right about now, it feels like a closed chapter. And then I'm experiencing the guilt along with that, thinking like, should have I, Lord, what am I trying to say? Should take your time. I'm in it now, y'all, because my mind is going like I'm thinking about these things as I'm talking, but should I have handled things differently, or what can I do to have a better outcome? Because it's one thing to grieve relationships and you still have an emotional connection to them, right? It's just like I'm really tired and I feel like I'm in a place of and I don't want to claim it because I feel like it's something that I'm working through, but I feel like I've been in a place of uncertainty and just feeling chaotic, or people say they feel like they're spiraling, right? I don't feel like I'm spiraling just yet, or I haven't spiraled, but I just feel uncertain. I feel like I have no guidance, no, and it's crazy because there is people in my life that I can resort to for opinions and guidance. And also I do believe in God and I do look to him for guidance, but I just been feeling out of whack. I feel like I'm a piece of plastic floating in the ocean, right? Floating in the ocean. Was dropped there and I'm just floating. Don't know what part of the ocean I'm in. I'm just floating, right? Um, that's really just where I've been. Yeah, I just know I'm not the only one. I know that based off the conversations I've had with other people and just the state of the world, like, or if you just simply in your 20s in this economy, like, I'm trying to figure life out. Like, this is my first full year in let me see, what's this, August? A year and a month that I've been out of college. So now it's like, all right, it's been a year. You got to do something with your life. You got to show something. Like I'm in the process of making decisions that to me, um, are decisions that will affect or prompt my future, right? And I want to make sure I'm making the right decisions. I'm trying to learn to be patient with myself, but equally being patient, matching the internal clock that I feel like I have for myself. Like I'm one of them people like I need to be doing this and the third by this age. Like I'm learning things about myself. Like I feel like I'm just at a place of becoming aware and trying to figure out life. And I guess this is what happens when you are in your 20s. I'm 24, like I'm about to be 25. But then when I turn 25, I know my thought process gonna be like, dang girl, you 5 years from 30. What you doing? Like I feel like all that I have done, something has to show for it, right? Like something. Something has to show for it. And that's just why I've been like just tired. I'm mentally tapped out. I'm burnt out at work. I am emotionally, I don't want to say I'm emotionally burnt out, but I feel like I've reached a limit. Like I've reached a wall that I've been working on these walls that I've had for a while, like with trust and with love and with empathy and sympathy. Like I'm not the most affectionate person, but I've been trying to work on it. But I know just this area of uncertainty or feeling chaotic or feeling out of whack has caused me to put those walls back up slowly but surely, right? Like I'm tired, y'all. I don't know the other way to say it. I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired. But like I say all the time, like my life is the epitome of this podcast. Pause, reflect, and grow. And in this season of me feeling tired. And I'm really trying to be careful about how I talk about this area of my life because I do believe it's an area that I'm working through. I will say I do not feel the same compared to maybe how I felt like 2 weeks ago and I was just like exhausted. Right now I am tired, but it's not the same because I've made myself aware, right, of just where I am. I'm not just like wallowing in it. Is that a word? Or just dwelling in it, right? Like I get, you know how you sad. Sometimes you got to be like, okay, I'm sad and I know why I'm sad and not I'm sad and I'm going to continue to be sad because I just want to be sad, right? There's a difference. And so I want to be careful about how I'm speaking about this because I don't want to come across as I'm complaining, but I just want y'all to understand like this has been my thought process. This is what I've been walking in. Like I'm tired. Like I'm honestly tired. And sometimes everybody's form of tiredness or fatigue look different. Like somebody else might crash out because they tired. Like it might be the last straw for somebody, right? And they just might crash out, or somebody else's tiredness is them uncontrollably crying, or somebody else's tired may just be them being exhausted, drained, and they feel like they can't be themselves, right? It's all in who you are, how you feel. Um, Yeah, but with all of that, I really feel like, and I don't even, it's not that I feel I've realized, I've come to the realization in me becoming self-aware of this season. I'm realizing that this is my season of enduring, right? I feel like I've heard people in church say, endure, endure, endure. And I'm like, I'm enduring. Hell, I'm enduring. Excuse me, Lord. But it's like, how long I got to endure? Like, it's just those thoughts again of feeling tired. But I do believe this is my season to endure. And I'm in a season where my faith is being tested, right? My trust in God, is being tested. Like the question to me is, can I be consistent with my beliefs and my practices? Like I've been trying to pray more. I've been trying to read the Bible more. I've been trying to just simply believe and have faith that God can turn things around, and that when you're faithful and when you are simply just being a servant, um, that God do work things out for you just for your faithfulness, just for your servanthood, just for your sacrifice, right? And I feel like all those things are being tested. Like, I know I'm not one that is completely patient. So I feel like my patience is being tested, and it's grooming me for greater, but I feel like that's just the area that I've been in. And I feel like I let my emotions and what I can see consume my thoughts, right? Consume just my perspective and played on me being tired. Like, I know I was tired, but I feel like once you make up in your mind, this is the area you in, it kind of like sets the tone for you. Like, I'm just walking in this exhaustion. I'm walking in this fatigue. I'm walking in this tiredness, right? That's kind of like where I've been. And so I'm just learning to be consistent in my faith. And I know for some, this is relatable. Like, you're learning to be consistent in just believing. Like, I will say, I've never been a person who be like, I truly, well, I'm not going to say I've never been a person, because I feel like I'm becoming that person now. And I've had moments, but I know as a child, I was like, I don't really know if God going to do it. I don't really know if he going to come through, but I've seen him come through for others. But for me, I don't know. I guess if you feel like it, like, very immature thought. But again, I was a child, like, and I feel like now that I'm getting older, I'm really learning how to endure and trust God through chaos, right? Trust him through chaotic moments. And even for people who aren't as spiritual, like, you could be in a point in your life where you're just learning that you still have to endure, and that life is going to continue despite you being up or down. You have to choose um I don't want to use the word energy, but you have to choose what you put out and what you give, towards life, how you're stepping out, how you're approaching life. Like, you could just be at that point as well. Again, if you're not spiritual, or you may believe in other things, right? You could just be at that point where your faith is being tested. Some people don't believe in anything. They just have faith that things will work out for people who are good, and people who try, and people who are just good Samaritans, right? Good citizens. You could be at that point in your life where you just feel like, I am good. I don't litter. I don't, be rude to people. I hold the door for other people. I say, excuse me. Like, I do good deeds. I challenge myself to make somebody smile, anything. And you could very well feel like I'm doing all those things, and nothing that I see, keyword is that you see, is happening for me, right? And so I believe if that's you, I feel like we're just in our season of endurance, and our faith is being tested. And honestly, if I'm never consistent in faith, and this is what it's teaching me, if I'm never consistent in my faith, I'll never see my season of harvest, right? I'll never see the things that I'm praying and hoping for. So in the midst of me being tired, I'm learning, like, you do have to stay faithful, because, okay, you see what it look like when you don't. Try to stick it out and do it to see what the end gonna be, right? Like, I'm learning that if I'm never consistent, I'll never reap what I've so well, I'll reap what I sow if I ain't consistent. I will reap inconsistency, right? Like, I honestly think God be looking out just to be looking out, just by blessing us, the blessings that we do experience, right? And the times that he do come through, he just be looking out because he's God. That's how I feel. Because if we going based off our faith walks alone, ma'am, sir, I know I don't deserve the blessings that he gave, or the miracles, or the answered prayers. Like, I know I haven't always been deserving, if we going simply off me believing and having faith, right? So I'm just learning to, and hopefully I don't seem all over the place, but I'm learning to endure, right? And I'm learning to trust, and in midst of those things, rest in his presence, because that's where we find refuge. That's where we find restoration. That's where we find strength to believe and to continue and to endure and to trust, right? Um, So yeah, y'all, that's really where I have been, just been feeling tired. But now that I've made myself self-aware, I'm trying to remind myself like to pause and to reflect and to grow, right? And while I'm doing these things, I'm learning to trust God in this time of uncertainty, in this time of chaos, in the time of confusion, or in a time where I just feel like I'm just living life, right? All while I'm learning to just give it a rest, right? Give it a rest physically, emotionally, mentally, and trust God in all things for who He is and what He can do, right? And for some of you, that's relatable, and some of y'all could be trust that life will get better, right? So hopefully, I didn't rush through this, and that y'all understand what I'm saying, and that you can relate just to where I'm at, right? Or I'm relating to you or where you are. So let's put it into our Selah terms, right? Pause, reflect, and grow. Pause. You know, I'm always going to say take a breather. Always. Because that is the highlight of the pause. Pause. Take a breather and take the time to rest, right? Rest in His presence, rest in God's presence. And that could look like, for me, I know that's me turning on worship music and just being still wherever I am, whether I'm at home or in my car, or sometimes when I'm at a loved one's house, sometimes that requires me to be still and to really just rest in His presence, close my eyes, be still, and let the worship take me where it got to take me, right? Or if you're not spiritual, take the time to just be quiet and still. Just be still. Silence all thoughts and command your current environment to be peaceful. So, if you're not spiritual, maybe you listen to whatever kind of music that you like and you keep still. And I'm only using music as a example because I know that's what music does for me. Or a book, or maybe you just need silence, and you just need to be still. And you just need to be quiet and command peace over your environment, right? Reflect. Begin to think about all the ways you've tried to do things on your own. And I feel like it's so many topics we've discussed where we've always had to think about all the ways we've tried to do things on our own. And every time, y'all, I'm learning that, hey, you just can't, I'm just peeling off every layer of control that I think I've had or that I want to have, right? So begin to think about all the ways you try to do things on your own. Not guided by faith, just pure control. Pure, I want this to go this way, or I think this should go this way, or I know things will work out if we go about this way, right? We still be wrong. Think about all the behaviors and the thoughts that have gone against your wants and needs. Right? You can't want the positive things out of life, the good things out of life, but your mindset and your perspective, your behaviors, how you speak about things is the total opposite. If I'm always complaining and I'm always talking about the problem, how am I ever going to get to the solution until I start thinking about the solution, start speaking to the solution, start trying to be a part of the solution, right? So think about all the behaviors and thoughts that have gone against your wants and needs. Decide to no longer act on them, right? The point of reflection is for you to look back over what you have done, because the point is to move forward and to do better, right? Grow. For grow, we would make a constant decision. Keyword is constant, or I should put daily, because it's an everyday thing. A constant decision to trust God, right? To know that even in chaos, God is still present, right? Like He's still there. He never leave you nor forsake you. Even when you feel like He's not there, He's there. Even when He feel like He's not watching, He's watching, He's listening, right? Through chaos is when we should depend on Him the most, right? Through uncertainty is when we should depend on Him the most. Through feeling tired or fatigue is when we should depend on Him the most. Because trusting God through those times, right, is simply just being in a place of surrenderance. Like, God, I give it to you. It's nothing else that I could do. I don't want to control this no more. I don't want to control the outcome. I don't want to control nothing about it here. I can't control. I realize I can't control how things end up. I can't control my purpose that you have for my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't do it. God, I give it to you. Or God, I'm so tired of trying to figure this out. I realize I can't figure it out without you. God, I surrender. I wave the white flag. I raise my hands and I give it to you, right? Trusting him through these times, it's real and it's humbling. I don't know nothing else about it. I know that it's real and it's humbling, right? For those who aren't so spiritual, again, ground yourself in positivity. Do the hobbies, do the things that make you happy and bring you peace, right? But most importantly, take rest. Take rest. Resting is essential. Even though we're talking, this topic or conversation rather has kind of taken a turn, it all goes back to my post that resting is essential. Take rest. Take rest, right? Take rest. You can rest assured that one thing about life is that it's going to keep going, right? It don't stop for nobody. It don't slow down for nobody. But we can change the depth of our growth, right? We can change the depth of our growth. We can change how we approach life, how we approach conflict, how we approach uncertainty, how we approach confusion, how we approach feeling like we're spiraling or being drained, right? We can change the depth of our growth, whether it's in God or just through positive perspective, right? So I want to encourage y'all to know that you are not, if you have been feeling this way, tired and feel like you're doing so much and you're not reaping what you have sown, or you haven't reaped enough, right? Or you just feel out of whack. Like, I want to encourage y'all to trust in God. For those who believe, trust in God that he is very present and he will get you through every time. I want to encourage you to change your perspective, to speak differently to your circumstance, to your situations, and just where you are in life, right? Because chaotic circumstances isn't the end of you. Uncertainty isn't what your future holds. Living life on a low battery isn't your purpose. It's not your end all be all, right? Conflict isn't all your life will come to. So I want to encourage you to continue to make a conscious decision to rest. Rest brings rejuvenation and trust builds faith. Again, continue, y'all. I want y'all, and as I'm encouraging y'all, I'm encouraging myself to know, to continue to make a conscious decision to rest. Rest brings rejuvenation and trust builds faith. For me, it's trusting God in this area, in this walk in my life. For others, it could just be to trust that life does get better. Things will and do get better. So hopefully, excuse me, this was relatable. This was encouraging, and that you guys hear my heart on this episode and just kind of understand the space that I've been in just as a a young lady in her 20s trying to figure out life. But while I'm trying to figure out life, trying to figure out, um, and I guess I should say figure out how to constantly submit my ways, my thoughts, my behaviors to God in this thing we call life, just with me just trying to figure it out. That makes sense. So hopefully this was encouraging. Hopefully I was able to shine some light on just on what you may have been experiencing, and hopefully I was just encouraging, because I know this is something, and I know it's something that I brought to the table, but I know it's something that I needed to hear, and I'll never speak on or speak about something that I'm not familiar with, something that I've never walked through myself or currently walking through, because that's the point. Like I said, my life is the epitome of this podcast, pause, reflect, and grow, because I feel like I'm always like, and I feel like now, like never before in my life, I'm at a point of reflection and trying to grow and taking the time to pause and become self-aware and to really tap into self, all while tapping into God. So yeah, y'all, that's all I got for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please, please, please don't hesitate to DM me to reach out if you want to go further in conversation. If you just want to talk about this episode along other episodes. Hell, if you want to, excuse me, guy, yeah, I'm working on that cussing. If you just want to encourage me, I'ma take it, right? So please follow the podcast Instagram page at Selah_pod. That is SELAH_POD. Again, SELAH_POD, where you can reach me directly, where you'll see our pause, reflect, and grow post. You'll see all things Selah, every post, every question, anything, all things Selah. Any new things coming up will be posted there. So tap in, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, tell your father, tell your mother, tell your uncle, tell your aunt, tell somebody you don't really mess with like that. Tell them, tap into the Selah family, to the Selah podcast. Also, you can listen on YouTube. You'll type in the Selah podcast and you will see a green logo with my name, Tayandra Evans. And that is the pod you can click on. Please make sure you like, comment, and share. Turn on that post notification so you know every time that I drop an episode so you're not late. And if you are, still go back and listen. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love being vulnerable with my listeners. I love talking through life with y'all. I love pausing, reflecting, and growing with y'all. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm going to try to bring back the segments next episode, but y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. Bring the segments back or add something new. Y'all let me know what y'all looking forward to. But until then, please don't ever, ever, ever forget to pause, reflect, and grow. I love y'all. Until next time.